Hey guys, this is a quick update video to the Nelson-Rigg tail bag install I did. Someone tonight posted, after my video went up, his mounting solution for his bag on the same bike here, and it gave me a great idea. Now, thank you for everyone giving me feedback. The major difference I see between so far everybody that's contacted me and me is that I think everybody else just has the S bag. I can't overstate the size difference between the S and the ST. The ST in its closed form is bigger than the S in its expanded form. In every dimension is bigger, including the mounting rings. Now, what this guy showed, it won't work for the ST, but it works great for the S. He just tied his straps, he tied his fronts around the frame members right here, and then had it coming out like that, and the rears he took off this latch plate and slid straps underneath back here. And like I said, that works fine if you have an S, because this is where your mounting points are. If you have an ST, this is where your mounting points are. Your rear's hanging off just almost at the edge of the tail light. Plus, I have the comfort seat, which raises them up even further, a couple inches. So the angles are very different. However, this is what I came up with, putting both straps to one slot, just around the frame member, right here in front of the latch plates. You don't have to take the plate off, but you do have to remove 6 fasteners. You got to remove the fasteners that hold the side pieces on. One here, and one here. And then it bends far enough over that you can get in and loop your straps underneath and around. A little tricky there. I just used a little picker, but you know, you could use a coat hanger or whatever. It's completely open right there. Otherwise, you have to go underneath this larger welded on frame member. You can't get to the tubing except for right there at the end. But that's enough, because on the ST, the front D-rings are just about directly under this. And then the rear, even though it's going to be at quite an angle, it's still going to have enough downward force to keep it on. And what's cool is, what really sold me on that idea is you can just fold these in, put your seat back on, and that way it's super quick and easy to use or not use the bag. You don't have to fuss around with actually undoing or doing up the straps to the bike each time. Now, obvious downside, this pretty much locks the bag to this particular bike, unless you want to buy multiple sets of straps and have a floater set or lock them down to your other bike. But that's okay, because I never planned on using it on the FJR. I have a hard trunk for that. So this was bought just for this particular bike. So it's cool, basically using up these straps to live on this bike. So let's put it all together. I'm going to do the other side. We'll get the tail bag on, see how it looks. So far, so good. One minor gotcha here. There is only one spot where these straps can actually come out from under this comfort seat, because it has big mounting rubber pegs that go right over that spot. So as long as both of these straps are pulled back nice and tight, that goes just in front of them, and there's plenty of clearance. Now, because I already know that this is a winner for me, I went ahead and trimmed all the ties to their shortest length possible, so that I only have a single ply coming around and out of the frame and seat, just for maximum flexibility there. Now, when you cut these, trim the length, and then what you have to do is singe the ends to seal them. Just be careful, you want to melt them, not ignite them. And that'll make sure they don't fray on you. And I also did the same thing when I removed the D-ring there. So that's nice and sealed. And there we go. I have to say that is much, much cleaner. Love it. This is what I had imagined and what I was trying to do, ordering the different straps. You can see how far back it goes on the bike. Right to the tip of those taillights. It's a big bag, people. Really is very versatile. All right, pros and cons. Everything has pros and cons. Compared to the first way I showed, this is not as rigid. It is not as secure. There is quite a bit of movement. Not so much forward and back, but definitely side to side. And that's simply because the mounting points now have a lot more length and they're a lot more narrow. They are far inward of the edges of the bag. So you're always going to have that intrinsic flex and movement possible. As opposed to tying directly down to these straps, this is much shorter and it's on the same plane. So there, you could use it as a backrest if you tie them down right here. There's zero movement, absolutely rigid. So this, not a big deal to me. I can't imagine that doing any kind of damage to the seat. I don't think it's actually going to be moving around in the wind or anything like that, but just noting it. That's just a minor point. But pros, super clean, love the look. A lot faster to take on and off because now you just have to unclip these, pop the seat and fold them in rather than having to undo the straps from the bike each time you take the bag on or off. So quite a bit faster. Still not just popping in a key and taking it off the bike like a quick release system, but that's okay because I don't want to see a quick release system on here. And yes, they do have them. I'm just not interested in them. I like this bike to be very clean as possible. And this, like I said, is just a very occasional use thing when I need to take my helmet with me. That's specifically why I have the ST, so it can fit my full face helmet and gear. Otherwise, I would just be using the S model just to put stuff in, but that's not why I have it. And this one, like I said, it's a lot bigger than the S in all dimensions. But it does fit, and it doesn't touch my back, even being up this far. This is just far up enough. You can see on the comfort seat, it's got that ridge, and my back still has some clearance. And that's not even hugging the tank. That's with a couple inches of clearance. If I hug the tank, I got like this. There's a lot of room on this seat. Really is nice. All right. Well, that's it. So that's mounting option number 2, and this is what I will be sticking with. Definitely dig it. That's it, guys. See you next time.